All right, I'm so glad y'all are here tonight. My name is Cami Pentecost, and I have been a part of the Zinzino now for about 6 weeks. I signed up, I believe, the last day of March. And so, as we get into the details tonight about Zinzino and the balance oil, as well as the balance oil omega test, bear with me as I am still fairly new to all this. So, I've got some notes that I'm going to be referring to. And I'm just excited that you're here to learn what we've got going on over here. I really believe it's very, very special. And just a little bit of background about me. I was introduced to this industry, gosh, I would say I was in middle school because my parents got involved in a home-based business. And so I was introduced to this channel of direct sales when I was in middle school. I actually joined my first direct selling company when I was in college. Sadly, I did nothing with it. And then signed up again with another company at the age of 26 as a brand new mom. At that time in my life, I was a school teacher and having babies, and I just knew that I didn't want to be at school every day raising everybody else's kids while somebody was home raising mine. And I just have to say, being a teacher and loving on kids is something I am passionate about, but I just didn't want to miss those moments with my own children. Well, fast forward, my life looks a lot different today. I have not been involved in direct sales since 2021, and my children are almost 21, 18, and 16. And so interesting, I got into this industry for my kids and to be home with them and to provide a lifestyle for them where I could be a yes mom. But today I get to build this business with my kids. And so I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing either of my boys on here tonight. They might be jumping on. But one of my greatest joys since joining Zinzino is I didn't even have to give my boys a presentation. They heard I was going to do this and they were in. Both of them were in. Both were in for different reasons. But if you hang around long enough, you're going to see those boys jumping in here, learning like the rest of us. All right, let's go ahead and get started because why we're all here is likely because we've heard about this balance oil, this omega balancing oil. And prior to learning about Zinzino's balance oil, I have been seeing functional health practitioners here in the United States for almost a decade. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2018, and I've just been on a roller coaster trying to get my health in line since then. And when when my previous company merged with Zinzino, several of my friends and family were talking about this balance oil, and I needed it. I needed everything it offered. And so, in short, what was it offering? Well, it said, do you have brain fog? It said, do you have hormone imbalance? Do you have pain, inflammation? Any perimenopausal or menopausal type symptoms. It was just kind of like me. I have all of those. And currently, it started seeing a new functional health doctor last August because it just was like things were getting out of control again. And y'all, it's not for lack of spending a lot of money on great supplements or what I was told were great supplements. It wasn't because I wasn't hitting the sauna and doing all the things with my nutrition that I was being told to do an anti-inflammatory diet and so on and so forth. So I think for me, what was really aggravating is recognizing there could be such a simple solution to so many of the things that I was battling with. So let's go ahead and get into that because I want to be able to. All right, let's see if I can give me a thumbs up if you can see my little my notes here or this screen that says short presentations in Zeno. Do I get a thumb up from anybody? Okay, cool. Thank you, Marissa. Okay, so we're gonna see how if I can actually even well, we're going to go right to here. Just real quickly, going to give you, not sure why you guys joined us here tonight. I'm sure somebody invited you here, or perhaps you're new with us. But I just want to take the next 15 or 20 minutes to introduce to you this company called Zinzino, the home of the Omega Balancing Balance Oil and at-home test kit. And quite frankly, we have a handful of tests that people can do in home with a simple prick of their finger. But what I love about that is we're not guessing if these products will can work for you. We're giving you science, not only where you're at when you start, but 4 months into using the product, we're going to send you another test to mark your results because it takes 120 days for our cell structures to renew. And we'll get into that here in a minute. But again, this isn't about guessing with your health. We're very serious. We take your health very seriously here at Zinzino. And so, a little background about the company. While it is very new here in the United States, it is not new globally. We are open in 100 countries, and Zinzino has been open now for 20 years. As a matter of fact, it was recognized this last quarter as being one of the top 20 direct selling companies in growth right now. So, that says a lot, especially knowing we're not even in the United States hardly yet. So we are open in the United States, but we are not a household name in the United States yet. And make no mistake, we will be. As I said before, I am early in with Zinzino, but this is not my first time in direct sales. And I had the unique opportunity to be with a company before it was also doing 50 million in sales in the United States, let alone globally. And so to see where Zinzino is at and know that we are in such a pivotal position with the timing of the company growing here in the United States is very exciting. So, why Zinzino? Well, number one, I just want to say that as somebody who has done something like this before, there's some factors that I look for. And number one is the products. And we're going to get into that tip of the spear product that Zinzino has here tonight with the balance oil. Again, it is not guessing how your health is. It's giving you facts about your health. It's scientific. It's going to test it. But also no one else is offering this. I read an article my first week joining Zinzino, and I called that a divine article that fell into my lap. It was all about anti-inflammatory supplements being a $33 billion industry by 2027. Y'all, that's not a decade from now. That is 1 year from now. I don't know about you, but if I can get just a small piece of that pie, I would be very happy. And so what is the anti-inflammation supplements? What does that look like? Well, again, so many of us are battling the brain fog, pain, weight gain, perimenopausal symptoms, and heart, cardiovascular health. So many things that we deal with health wise can be tied back to these inflammatory markers. And so, again, if I knew it was this simple, I would have started this a long time ago. But man, this is why you're not going to hear me close my mouth about what we have our hands on. On top of that, Zinzino is based out of Norway. It's a Scandinavian based company. And I'm sorry to say, but here in the United States, the most premier our products get may be a B level and many are a C level. That doesn't mean we're not paying premium price for those subpar supplements. What I love about the products coming out of Europe is that the level that they hold their products to is so much higher than what we have here. And at my age and the amount of money I'm investing in my health, I want it to be premium products. So that's number one, it's the product. Number two, it's the timing. We talked about that a little bit about how they're not a household name yet, but these are premier sitting around your kitchen table type products that we're sharing with each other. And again, this isn't just another product that is probably being sold to you off the shelf at the nearest grocery store or drugstore. These are top grade products that you not only are going to feel the results right away, but again, we test you and then we retest you. And so you're going to have that fact-based results. I love that. All right, let's go ahead. And then the third thing is just the kind of company it is. I mean, oh my gosh, this is a binary in nature. We'll get into that a little bit, but you are you are paid for building two teams. So that means we work together as a team to build two, basically two legs in our business, which is a very simple process when you look at some of the other things that are out there. All right, so let's go ahead and just hit on a couple other things, and I'm going to share my screen because I'm not sharing my screen. I just remembered I wasn't sharing my screen, so I'm laughing at myself a little bit here, but here we go. All right, so our objective at Zinzino is to pioneer test-based nutrition. Um, and I love that, it's not even like a finance goal. It's like how many people can we get their omega levels tested? And so 500 million people in the world are already taking omega-3 supplements. If they only knew that the omega-3 supplement they were taking was very likely working against them, not for them, they would recognize how imperative it is to include test-based nutrition into what they're doing. Over 1 billion are spending money on supplements with vitamins, and 1.5 billion use some form of specialized diet. That's what our products are supporting here at Zinzino. All right, so why is this becoming such a major need? A lot of us, it's not even a matter of if we know we need to be on supplements. We know our food is not giving us the nutritional values that we once had. But the question is, which ones should we be taking? Because the reality is, because our nutrition isn't giving us what we need anymore, many of us are in what we call the danger zone when it comes to our omega-3 and omega-6 balance. Let me just say this. The only way for us to get omega-6 and omega-3 is through our diet. And so if our diet isn't coming with the quality of nutrition in the food, well, that's hurting us. And so it's supplements or food. Now, here's what's interesting. Many of us are getting lots and lots of omega-6 and not enough omega-3. And when they are not in balance, that's where we're in trouble. Omega-6 is to help tell our body that there's inflammation. No, I'm not even going to talk about that because I'll get off on a tangent and I'll probably say it wrong. I'm going to stick to what I'm doing right here in front of us. I just wanted to introduce you to Zinzino tonight. And then obviously the goal will be to get back with the person that invited you here tonight and get any of the questions that you still have answered. But again, most of us are low in omega-3. And so the ideal ratio, the safe zone is a 3-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. The average globally is 25-to-1. That's terrible. That's terrible. And that's why we all need help. And because we're not getting enough omega-3s, we're not in balance with the omega-6, which we have is too many. Many of us are very low and insufficient in vitamin D and inadequate in our polyphenols. So that's all of what the balance oil is providing for us. So again, if you've not been tested and you're here tonight, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, get back with the person who invited you here and get tested. Get your omegas tested. Many of us don't even realize how much chronic inflammation is playing a role into our overall health. For those of you that feel okay right now, good for you, but it's only a matter of time before chronic inflammation creeps up on you. It's cumulative and it can affect you in really damaging ways. It's why so many people are getting dementia and Parkinson's and autoimmune disease at such younger ages. Now, this is just kind of an idea of what the various omega imbalances are around the world. Here in the United States, about 90, this is how many people have been tested, but around the world, in the United States, we are about 98% out of balance. And so what is our solution? Well, this is our balance oil. And it does have some vitamin E in there, and it has vitamin D in there. But the main ingredients that are helping us get in balance are the omega-3, EPA, DHA, DPA from wild fish off the coast of Norway. How cool is that? And then polyphenols to prevent oxidation. And I won't spend too much time there tonight, but the majority of you drop me an emoji or I'm sorry, don't drop me an emoji. Drop me a number one in the chat if you are someone that's taking an omega. Because sadly, the majority of omegas that we are taking on the market, unfortunately, are oxidated, which means before we're even getting them into our body, they're actually creating more inflammation, not less. And so they're having an adverse um, result, if you will. So, who should be taking this balance oil? Every age, every single age, from children 6 months of age all the way up to elderly. We all need the brain health. We all need the help with inflammation. We're all going to feel better no matter what stage of life we're in when we have our omega 3 and omega 6 in balance. Also, is this something that you get in balance one time and then you're good to go? No, this is something that once you've gotten in balance and you stay in balance, that's when the real benefits take off. Many of us, when you are taking decent supplements, or especially if you're taking what we're using here at Zinzino, you're going to get that much better benefit from the additional products you're taking. Even if something you're taking is a pharmaceutical, for something prescribed from your doctor, you're going to absorb it and be able to use it better when your cells are healthy. And that's what the Omega Balance Oil is doing for you. So when you get tested, you will get your personal results back in about 2 weeks, and you'll start taking the balance oil right away when you get tested. Because then after 4 months of being on the balance oil, guess what? They're going to send you a second test, and you'll be able to see how improved it is. And many, if not all, will be back in balance or very close to in the safe zone. All right, so I see I'm moving really quickly and I'm trying to not lose my, I'm going to go ahead and skip to this, okay? Because many of you are here tonight because you're interested in Zinzino as a business. And so I want to park on this here for a minute because as someone who personally just signed up at the end of March, I hit diamond my first full month in Zinzino, so by the end of April, and I made double what it said a diamond made. And we get paid weekly and we get paid monthly. And so that's kind of an average of the combination of both. And I did say to you, I've done this before. And so, yes, there's already some natural ability to finesse what we're doing here because I understand the power of the timing and the kind of product that we lead with here at Zinzino. But the reality is, the majority of the people making up the team that I've built so far, more than 2/3 of the team I've got in never did anything with me before. So if you're hearing me say that thinking, well, that's because she's done this before, make no mistake. The only thing that I think is attributing to the success I'm having is probably the moves I'm making with that much more urgency, realizing we did less than 5 million in sales as a company in the United States in February. So I'm recognizing the timing of where we're at. And then from a personal health standpoint, I love that I can offer people that I care about, family, friends. This balance oil is like so premium. It's getting like the kind of alternative health that many of us would spend thousands of dollars out of pocket for such an affordable price. So I love being able to confidently walk in and talk to people about getting their omegas in balance. And y'all, for me, many of the times I'm just simply saying, I have a question. Have you ever had your omega 3 and omega 6 balance tested? Usually I get the answer no. Sometimes I get, oh yeah, I'm on an omega 3, and I'll immediately say, well then we need to get you tested. Because again, statistics, the facts show that 98% of Americans are out of balance. So we've got some work to do, and that is business opportunity for those of us that see the partner becoming a business partner potential in what Zinzino has to offer. All right, so couple little things about Zinzino I'll just share. I've been wildly impressed with them not having a big business in the United States where we're at already. I expect there to be a lot of little bumps and glitches when you're new in a country like Zinzino is. What I've noticed is top tier training. I've noticed that the compensation plan is wildly lucrative. And for anybody that has a goal, the beauty of a channel like direct sales is your work ethic writes your paycheck. And as a former school teacher, it didn't matter if I was the best in the building or the first or the worst. We all got paid based on how long we'd been there and how much education we had. In Zinzino, your work ethic writes your paycheck. And so if you need more money right now, then let's go to work. And then the upline support, that's the third piece that I was going to share with you. You know, we talked about the timing, we talked about the products, we talked about it being a binary, but the one little caveat we didn't talk about is about how important it is to the team that you join. And the reason I say that is because as someone who has done this before and had wild success, we've got a team that's moving very, very quickly. And so whether you've done something like this before or this is your first rodeo, you can be confident that you're being supported by a team that is going to walk this journey with you. So you're going to be in business for yourself, but you won't be by yourself. We've got so many players in the background right now creating tools for each one of us that can help us move this business faster. As a matter of fact, our line of sponsorship just went. I'm actually going to go back to that page so you guys can see this firsthand. Our line of sponsorship just went Royal Crown. And that means they're making roughly on average about $18,000 a month. Not bad. And I believe to even be crown, you have to have 4 diamonds in your downline. That's pretty impressive. So 4 diamonds already in their downline to be crown. And now they just promoted. You'll see them in your back office. For those of you who are already in the business with us, you'll see that they're already at the royal crown position. So you know what happens when momentum is picking up? The tide rises and you just get swept up in it if you're plugged in any way, shape, or form. And that's the beauty of having two, building two teams only in this business, because we got to work together to move farther ahead. And so you'll get swept up into that. I always tell people, if you have any inclination that you want to do this as a business, well, then I'd get in now and get your spot, because the tide is rising and you don't want to miss what that looks like. Okay, that might be the end of it. I guess I thought. So let's just look at a couple of the options for getting involved with us. First of all, if this is your first time hearing about it and you have more questions, we're going to stick on after the presentation tonight to answer any questions for those of you that have questions. There's 2 different ways you can get involved with us. You can get involved as a Zinzino customer. We call that a premier customer. That gets my pricing. As a partner, which is about 30% in not about, it is 30% in savings on your subscription orders. And the beauty about being a subscribing customer with Zinzino is you get $10 of credit each month towards the next month's order. Now you can cancel at any time, but if you cancel before that 4th month is complete, you will not get that second test on month 5. Remember, you want to be on the oil minimally for 4 months to see yourself get in balance by the time you get that second test. The second way you can join us is by becoming a Zinzino partner, and you can help us shape the future of nutrition together. What I'd like to do real quickly here is just walk you through what it looks like to sign up with Zinzino, because there's a couple different packages. If for anyone who decides to get started in the business with us tonight, we have a fast start program that you can earn about $3,000 in additional bonuses in your first 120 days. And I love that they do that, because it takes 120 days for us to get our health in balance, and it will take about 120 days. They give us 120 days to really get our financial health in order as well. And we can do that through earning additional income with Zinzino. Okay, so if you look here, you're going to go up here to partner kits, and I'm going to show you what the kits look like. So we have the ultimate kit. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to do it that way. I guess I thought Is there a way to look at this? Let's see if that's more training. Okay. I was just kind of looking for all the kits because there's three different kits that you can get started with. Rachel, do you happen to have those kits on an easy image that maybe you can share since you're co-host with me? I'm going to talk through those. I love to offer visuals, but if we don't have a visual, like I said, the person that invited you here can definitely help you get a hold of that. But the first level is the basic kit, and it's $339. Again, great way to get started. It comes with the test, it comes with the balance oil, it comes with a couple things to help you get started. The second kit is the advanced kit. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because thank you for your help, Rachel. Um, Here we go. All right, so here's the different kits that are available to you. The I'm All In kit. Oh, let's start at the basic kit. I'm sorry. The basic kit is the 339 I was just talking to, and it comes with two balance oils, some skincare, and the test. Great starter package for those of you that just can't swing the I'm All In kit. The enhanced kit is the advanced kit, and that comes with more product. You're getting almost $1,600 in retail product for $859. The I'm All In kit. This is the kit that I start with when I talk to anybody about Zinzino, and here's why. Because number one, you're getting 60% in savings on all this product. And there's three I'm All In kits that you can choose from. There's a practitioner's kit, which is like all oil, all tests. There's a beauty kit, which is all tests, all oil, and collagen. And then there's the one that you see here in front of us, which basically kind of comes with one of everything that we sell in our product line. So, and again, it comes with some extra test kits. So why would somebody spend almost $1,200 on a kit when they could join for 339? Because number one, you're getting 60% off the products. Number two, you're doubling all your product, all the volume that you bring in for your business in the first 120 days. You're going to get double credit for it. And then the third thing is at 1 year in, if you have 25 subscribing customer credits, guess what? You get a full refund on that kit. And so if you're someone that can't necessarily swing the $1,200 right away, you can start with the 339, buy the enhanced kit before your first 6 months in, and they'll still give you a full refund at a year in. But if you don't do the I'm All In kit or the combination of the enhanced and basic in your first 6 months, then you're not eligible for that refund. For me, that was just a no-brainer. You're also giving your business a real jump start from the get-go, getting those double credits right out of the gate. So that's the couple different levels you can start your business with. Again, I just want to encourage you to get back with the person that invited you here tonight. They thought highly of you, number one, to reach out and share the balance oil and Zinzino with you. And if you haven't done that, I would highly recommend nothing less than getting tested and getting started on the balance oil. If 98% of the United States is imbalanced, then you're very likely one of those 98%. Mine came back at 11-1, and many people said to me, wow, that's so good. Is it? Is it good? Because 3-1 is the safe zone and 1-1 is perfect. And that's how we were designed from the beginning. And so, I think we're in some serious trouble. Many of us feel it already, and just maybe haven't known how to help ourselves. I know I haven't, and it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of being willing to spend money on my health. It's because I hadn't got my hands on the right stuff yet. And now that I've been introduced to Zinzino, by the grace of God, I'm on my journey to get in balance and really kick this autoimmune stuff I've been dealing with in the butt once and for all. So super excited about the business. So glad you joined us here tonight. Again, it's not a matter of if Zinzino will be a household name. It's not a matter of if people will be talking about getting your omegas balanced all across the world in our right from the comfort of our kitchens or our living rooms. It's just a matter of when, and then it's who gets to be a part of what that growth looks like. If we're talking about the supplements and powders being a trillion I'm sorry, $1 billion industry by 2027. Y'all, that's not even waiting that long to get a piece of that pie. And so I knew I wanted to get in and get started right away. That is kind of what I have for you tonight. Again, we'll do this again next Monday. So if you're a partner with us and you want to bring guests with you next Monday, please do so. If you are a guest here with us, make sure you get back with the person that invited you here so that they can answer any of your questions or help you get signed up. And if you want to stick around and ask some questions or navigate some back office things, and I'm more than happy to walk through the Fast Start program with you as well, go ahead and stick on with us and we'll be here for a little bit longer.